Hemp has been a cornerstone of human civilization for thousands of years, valued for its versatility, durability, and sustainability. Below is a comprehensive look at its historical uses across cultures and eras. Drawing from historical records and modern analyses of hemp's role. 1. Textiles and fiber. Ancient China, Mesopotamia, and beyond. Timeline: as early as 8000 BC, hemp was used in ancient China for textiles. Archaeological evidence from Taiwan and mainland China shows hemp fibers woven into clothing, nets, and ropes. Hemp's strong fibers were spun into durable fabrics for clothing, valued for their breathability and longevity. Ancient Chinese texts, like the Shu Jing, which means Book of History, mention hemp as a primary textile material. Ropes and nets. Hemp's tensile strength made it ideal for ropes and fishing nets. Used in Mesopotamia circa 3000 BC, and later in Europe and Asia for maritime and agricultural purposes. Cultural significance. In ancient China, hemp clothing was worn by both commoners and elites, and hemp ropes were critical for early infrastructure like bridges. Global spread. By 1000 BC, hemp textiles spread to India, where Vedic texts reference Bang, a hemp product, and to Europe, where Celts and Scythians used hemp for clothing and ceremonial shrouds. 2. Paper production. Ancient China to medieval Europe. Around 200 BC, China pioneered hemp paper production, with evidence from the Han Dynasty showing hemp used for scrolls and records. Hemp paper was durable and resistant to degradation, making it ideal for important documents. The Gutenberg Bible from the 1450s and early drafts of the U.S. Constitution were printed on hemp paper. Cultural impact. Hemp paper enabled the spread of knowledge in ancient China, supporting bureaucracy and literature. In medieval Europe, hemp paper mills were widespread until wood pulp became dominant in the 19th century. Fun fact: Marco Polo noted in the 13th century that hemp paper was a staple in Chinese trade, showcasing its economic importance. 3. Maritime applications. Ancient Greece to the Age of Sail. From 500 BC to the 19th century, hemp was critical to maritime industries. Sails and rigging. Hemp's strong fibers were used for sails, ropes, and caulking on ships. The Greek historian Herodotus, in the 5th century BC, described hemp sails on Persian vessels. Naval dominance. During the Age of Sail, 16th to 19th centuries, European powers like Britain and Spain relied on hemp for their navies. The British Navy's demand for hemp fueled global trade, with Russia as a major supplier. Colonial impact. In the Americas, colonies were mandated to grow hemp to supply the British Navy. George Washington and Thomas Jefferson grew hemp at Mount Vernon and Monticello for this purpose. Significance. Hemp's durability enabled global exploration, from Viking longships to Columbus voyages, making it a backbone of maritime economies. 4. Medicine and rituals. Ancient Asia to medieval Europe, dating back to 2700 BC. Hemp was used medicinally in China, as recorded in the Pen Sao Qing, meaning the herbal attributed to Emperor Shen Nung. Hemp seeds and extracts were used to treat pain, inflammation, and digestive issues in ancient China. India and Egypt. In India, Bang, a hemp-based drink, was used in Ayurvedic medicine and religious rituals. Ritualistic Scythians, 5th century BC, burned hemp seeds in funeral rites, as described by Herodotus, to induce spiritual experiences. In ancient India, hemp was sacred in Hindu rituals, linked to the god Shiva. By the Middle Ages in Europe, hemp-based remedies were common in apothecaries for ailments like rheumatism and insomnia. Legacy. These early uses laid the groundwork for modern CBD oil and hemp-based wellness products. 5. Food and nutrition. Ancient Asia to early Americas. Hemp seeds were consumed as early as 6000 BC in China. Hemp seeds were eaten raw, pressed into oil, or ground into flour. In ancient China, they were a staple for their high protein and omega fatty acids. Animal feed. Hemp seed meal was fed to livestock, enhancing agricultural sustainability. Colonial use. In early America, hemp seeds were used as a food source for settlers and enslaved people, valued for their nutritional density. Cultural note. In Japan, hemp seeds were part of Shinto rituals, symbolizing purity and abundance. 6. Construction and industrial uses, ancient to early modern. Hemp's industrial applications date back to ancient times, but peaked in the 18th and 19th centuries. Ancient cultures, including in India and Europe, mixed hemp herds, the woody core, with lime to create early forms of hempcrete for insulation and lightweight construction. Industrial products, hemp was used for lamp oil, paints, and varnishes due to its oil-rich seeds. In the 18th century, hemp-based products were common in households and industries. Modern eco. These uses prefigure today's hempcrete and hemp plastic innovations, highlighting hemp's enduring versatility. 7. Economic and legal significance. Colonial era to 20th century. British colonial mandates in the 17th and 18th centuries required American colonies to grow hemp to support naval and economic needs. Virginia's 1619 law mandated hemp cultivation. Economic driver. Hemp was a cash crop in early America, traded alongside tobacco and cotton. Its decline began in the 19th century with the rise of cotton and wood pulp, and later due to prohibition in the 20th century. For example, U.S. Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. Global context. In Europe and Asia, hemp remained a key crop until industrialization favored synthetic alternatives. Key historical takeaways. The versatility of hemp fibers. Seeds and stalks were used for textiles, paper, maritime equipment, medicine, food, and construction, making it a cornerstone of ancient and early modern economies. Sustainability. Hemp's fast growth matures in 90 to 120 days. With minimal water needs, and the ability to improve soil health made it a sustainable choice long before the term regenerative agriculture existed. Cultural impact. From sacred rituals in India to naval dominance in Europe, hemp shaped cultural and economic histories across the globe. Historical uses inform today's hemp revival, with applications like hempcrete, CBD oil, and hemp fiber echoing ancient practices in a $30.24 billion market projected by 2029. Thanks for learning. Like, comment, and subscribe to keep getting the goods on Goodly Goods.